What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Today's video, I'm going to show you guys how I have my charts set up and all the indicators that I use, the different time frames that I use. So let's jump into it. Alright, so I got a few questions on how I have my charts set up. Trading platform that I use two platforms really to look at charts. This one right here is StreetSmart Edge by Charles Schwab. I made an in-depth review and in-depth look. I go over everything in the StreetSmart Edge platform. I made a video specifically for showing everything in StreetSmart Edge. I'll leave a link down below to that video for you guys if you're interested. Check it out. It's a really good video. I use two platforms. I use StreetSmart Edge by Charles Schwab, and I use TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim charting platform to view the market. This right here, like I said, is StreetSmart Edge by Charles Schwab. I absolutely love this trading platform, and when looking at charts on it, it just makes it really, really simple, and I feel like I can really view the market with StreetSmart Edge. So this is what I look at. This is how I have it set up. So if you see right up here, these are the different time frames that I have right here. These are all the time frames that I look at. I look at the 1 minute, I look at the 3 minute, the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 15 minute, the 30 minute, and I'll look at the 65 minute. A lot of people look at 60-minute charts. I look at 65-minute charts. After I read the book by Brian Shannon, How to Read the Market Using Multiple Time Frames. Again, I will leave the link to that book. It's an amazing book down below in the descriptions for you guys if you guys want to check it out. Amazing book. It's a must read. Brian Shannon's the man. But after I read that book, I stopped looking at charts in 60 minutes. I changed it to 65 minutes because he broke it down. The stock market is only open 6.5 hours Monday through Friday. If you're looking at hourly charts, you're only getting data from 9:30 to 3:30. The market closes at 4. You're missing a half an hour of data. So if you change it to just 5 minutes more, 65 minutes, you get the full trading day, and you get pretty much an extra candle in there. So if you're, like I said, if you're viewing it in 60 minutes, you're looking at charts with incomplete data. So I like to look at it in 65 minutes. We'll start with the 65 minute. This purple line that you see right here, this is just a simple moving average 30, and then I'll have my volume. That's all I use. Pretty much the only indicators that I use are simple moving averages. That's it. I can zoom in on this, and I got this little time frame down here. I can go across if I want to, or I could zoom out like that. And these are just trend lines that I drew right here. Then we got the 30 minute, and I can zoom in on it if I wanted. And again, the purple line on this, the simple moving average 65 on the 30 minute, and that's on the 30 minute. Then I view the 15 minute, and I like looking at as many different time frames as I can because I want to look at the big picture, and then I want to start zooming in more and more. So I'll look at the daily first, then I'll look at the 65 minute, the 30 minute, 15 minute, 10 minute, 5 minute to zoom in more and more and more and more. And sometimes when you zoom out and look, you get a better picture of where support areas are and resistance levels are. You can actually see where, if the stock is trending up, if the stock's trending down. I highly recommend looking at the market in as many different time frames as possible. And you'll even start to see patterns form on bigger time frames. And the bigger the time frame a pattern forms, the bigger the breakout. So then we got the 10-minute time frame. I don't use any indicators on the 15-minute and the 10-minute. The 5-minute, I don't use any indicators on the 5-minute. But you do see the black and the dark blue right here. Let me double click to open this up. What this is the trading day is the black and the dark blue is the trading hours. So if I click this little tab right here, if I didn't want this pre-market and post-market on there, I could just simply decheck them and it would turn it into that. But starting from the 5-minute down, that's when I'll add pre-market and post-market to the time frame. And then I got the 3-minute. The 3-minute is my basic chart. This is what I look at the most every day. I don't really look at the 1-minute too much. The only time I'll look at the 1-minute is like the first 10-20 minutes of the market open every single day because everything is moving so fast. But I like to use the 3-minute because it's not too long, it's not too short, it's just perfect. I feel like I get the perfect amount of data with a 3-minute chart and 3-minute candles. When you look at a 1-minute and you view it through the whole day on a 1-minute, I feel like there's just too much noise on the 1-minute. You get violent moves up, violent moves down. I feel like it's more dragged out on a 1-minute when I can just get a simpler picture of what the stock is telling me on the 3-minute. You can use a 2-minute if you wanted. You can use any time frame you really want. It's all about what you feel comfortable using. But the yellow line, now I start using the VWAP on the 3-minute and the 1-minute. That's what this yellow line is right here. And most traders use the VWAP. So I'm going to use the VWAP as well. So I'll use the VWAP, like I said, on the 3-minute and on the 1-minute. Last but not least, bring over my other window here. This is the daily chart right here. I look at 3 different time frames when it comes to the big time frames. I'll start with the daily. I view the daily, I got the weekly, and I got the monthly right here. So going back to the daily, the only indicators that I use, and they're right here. The red line is the simple moving average 200-day. The green line is the 100-day simple moving average. The blue line is the 50-day simple moving average. And this orange line is the 13 exponential moving average. And this is on the daily. This blue line down here with the volume, that's just a simple moving average on the volume. I'll bring it up right here. Volume SMA right there. I'm just trying it out to see. I literally just put it on my charts the other day, so I'm just trying that out. I don't use too many indicators really at all. I like to just rely on price action, volume, more into reading the tape and level 2 and price action. And then if I go to the weekly, same thing. I'll have the 200 simple moving average, the 100 simple moving average, the 50 simple moving average, and the 13 EMA. And then same exact thing on the monthly. But some, stocks haven't been open that long, so they're not going to display the 200 and the 50 and the 100 like CRON here. It's only presenting to me the 13 EMA because it doesn't have enough data yet for the 50 and the 200 on the monthly. That's how I have my chart set up. This is how I view the market every day. Nothing too fancy. I don't use no special indicator. They're is no special magic indicator out there. Like I said, I just simply rely on price action, volume, and just doing basic technical analysis on these charts, drawing trend lines, support lines, resistance lines, just doing basic technical analysis. And I just try to look at as many different time frames as possible and try to see what the chart is telling me. Like for instance here, CRON. I drew just simple trend lines down, connecting the highs all the way down. And look, it finally broke out, and when it retraced and came back down, look at where it bounced off of. This old resistance trend line here where it failed to break above right here and right here. It confirmed old resistance as new support at 975, and it got a good bounce up to 1050. This is how I have my charts set up. And remember, set your charts up the way you feel comfortable with. This is what trading's all about, finding what works best for you. You can copy what I do and how I have my charts set up, but like I said, do whatever makes you feel comfortable the most, because it's all about you and what you prefer when you're looking at these charts. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be the one that's going to be looking at these and trying to find patterns and stuff like that and what these charts are trying to tell you. I hope you all enjoyed this video. This is how I have my charts set up. Nothing too fancy, just really basic stuff. And I love looking at these charts. I love looking at charts. Every chart has their own story, and I love breaking down these stories that the charts have to tell, putting it together. So if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below and join the Trading Learning 101 community. I post videos often. Come on, guys, let's have some fun. Look at charts. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comment down below. Make sure you smash that like button as well. It'll let me know that I'm doing a good job on these videos and you guys like them. If you guys have any more questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. Alright, until next time, guys, have that patience, have that discipline, and study, study, study. Alright, later. I did forget one more thing for you guys. I'll know if you watched this whole video. If you got to the end and you've seen this, leave a comment down below just simply saying, I seen it. Alright, and that's how I'll know if you're the dedicated person that watched this whole video and got to catch this extra clip at the end. What I have is on the 3-minute and the 1 minute. No, I don't have it on the 1 minute, so I'll add it. So I'll go up into here, I'll go to view all studies, and what I'll add is the last day's close. And let me change the color to that. Just the last day's close, and then I'll hit OK and I'll add it. I like having the previous day's close on here because that's when you get those red to green moves on the day. I would put the opening price line on it too, of the indicator that shows me where on the chart the price opened for the day for a red to green move. It's just a play that I like to look out for when a stock's green on the day or red on the day. And if it's green on the day and it starts to go down and it crosses below that, it could surge below it, or if it's coming up to that line, it'll act as a resistance or a support and either surge above it. It's a red to green or red to green type of play that I like to look out for. But that's the last indicator that I like to use, and it's not really an indicator, it's just a plot, I would say, for data. But I hope you guys understood what I just explained right there. But that's the last one. Alright, later everyone.